Holidays. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the first What If Zuko was as the gate, not, or Monster Gate, or King. I forget. I always forget how to pronounce it. So, hold on. This one, Castle Gate. What if Zuko was Castle Gate? But in this What If, I'm adding a new power to him. So, in this What If, Zuko was born as like a what you see on your screen. But he's a little bit more like that kind. He was born as a brick. Then soon he becomes like this thing when he reached 4, and he was pretty big. Then he became a castle, or when he went to a doctor's to get his quirk checked. Where is he? Sorry if I move so fast. So the quirk doctor told Zuko that he's surprisingly quirkless. So Inko, or actually, Zumi was born the same thing, or born with like iron manipulation. So they decide to get rid of Zuko, like not with a hammer. No. They send him off, to go somewhere else. So now he is, when he reached 15, I'm making him taller than All Might is. As he walks, as he was like the same age, 15, but his then when he threw a ball, it landed in infinity. Basically, or actually, I had this plan in my head. It's similar to, here, let's go to this, sorry. I got it from another YouTuber called, oh wait, it was, from this guy. Huge shout outs to the one that made this. So, they got attacked. But Zuko, used his body as a shield. Basically, like a good son he was. So then, now they abandoned him, and he became, or he walked through a dark alley. Then he met some weird wall thing, or doorway, and he walked through. And what he came out as is him. So basically, he transformed from this Millennium Golem into the Castle Gate. Only in one day. So now when he became... Now he's 15. As he was... So he went to UA. And he was so smart and so fast. He basically did it all in about 5 seconds. Like his spirit did it for him. So he wrote faster than Momo even wrote it in one day. Heck, even Tinya too. Like everybody's like shocked. As he doesn't talk in any of it. Only times that he uses only simple words like hello, goodbye, kind of words. So then he is like basically, let me remind you, his body was outside. And his spirit did, like his spirit version of Zuko came in and did that. And so Tinya says, wow, you're pretty quick. You're just like me. Like to learn things. Yeah, but hey, or he actually says yeah. As he talks clearly. Yeah, but you're just talking to a spirit. My real body's out there. Waiting for... Okay. As they walk out to a bigger room. Or he flies like Superman does. Momo is like enjoying. She loves Zuko's spirit because she just loves him to death. So Zuko was like, okay. As Music Mike Hing says, Zuko, please bring your body in. Okay. As they see this big door looking thing walking through. Hell. As he stand not 90 degrees, but more like to make sure that no one gets blocked. So, as Momo sees that, and she knows that how big he is. Someone's heck. Tinya is like, whoa, you're a big guy, aren't you? As he says, yep. Huh? As he as Tinya and the rest of them are like saying, well, he doesn't talk much, or isn't he? As Momo is like, huh, no matter what, huh. Or she in her head, she thinks that she loves him no matter what. So then a race would start. Gate 8, or so he goes through. He actually walked right through the gate, broke it, as he moves faster than anyone. As he opens up his chest thing, and what came out was a that creature. Then that creature starts attacking 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers, all at once, like as he you know how he is? Yeah. So he was then after he was done, or that creature came back into him. Like went right back into his body. So Zuko was like, okay. Now, as Tinya walks around him and says, good job. Wow. You really cleared the entire thing with that creature, isn't it? As Zuko doesn't turn his head, so he like used one of his arms. He had really long arms, so as everyone thinks that they're getting ignored, as he says, yeah, but he was not, or actually he knows, or Tinya knows that he can't move around when he is a door, literal door, from his, just look at him. His only part that's really faster than him is his legs. So Tinya, or now it's a 0-pointer came out of nowhere. So Zuko was like, okay. As he sees Raka or Chaco as, or actually Momo, was stuck underneath rubble. So Zuko, as a brilliant mind he is, he said robot. As a 0-pointer looks at him and was gonna fire off the first punch. Right before he did, he opened up his chest and a much more vicious Zuko came out. Like, climbed up that 0-pointer's arm and punched him to death. Like, basically, one shot KO. And he came right back into Zuko's body. As they're like, wow, thanks for saving us. As he, or Momo knows that, or all of them didn't know that, or that he still listens to them. He can't move his head up and down. So they all thought he was ignoring them. Or actually, so all of them were treated him as garbage. And through from USJ, or actually at USJ, my original plan was for the Nomu to get swallowed up by the squid monster. Basically, I'm trying to look for it. Where is it? By, like, him. As he killed the Nomu and ate him. So, Zuko was, like, and he got put in Class 1B. Yeah, Class 1B. So he was like, okay. In Class 1B, or he did a quirk assessment test thing. As he, like, threw a ball. Like, he did, like, what catapults do. He basically goes all the way behind him and threw it across the entire world. As all of them were giving him crud about, hey, you're ignoring us. As only person that really truly understands why he's not moving much is actually the weld guy, the one down here. I think that's him, or could be wrong. Or no, it's him. Because he understands what Zuko is. So he basically says, don't worry, hey Zuko. So Zuko, who is moving back, like he steps back away from it. As Blood Hero's like, what did he say? As he told him that he can't move his neck around. as much. So, and before, as he walks up to Muriel and clonks on him, boom, as he says, Zuko said that you were making fun of him for his size. As they're like, huh, don't know, hey? As Zuko was like, so now they went, or actually Class 1A and 1B went to USJ. he couldn't go fit through the door. Only he person that really fits through the door is his spirit. So he comes out and he gets a tour, and 13 was explaining, and the villains came out of nowhere. As he, like, even, like, because the back doors shut, and, like, automatic ones, so that no one can escape. But little did they know, or villains know, that Zuko could, as he used his power, as he, like, used his strength, boom, he broke the, like, the door, or not door, he basically opened his own self up, as Class 1A and 1B went through Zuko. As it's like, and only person that really got left behind was his spirit. As he took care of the Nomu monster, he basically transformed into, like, Doomsday and did one punch to the Nomu's brain, like shattering his brain and killing him. And he went fast as he even, like, took care of all the villains without any hesitation. As he, or 13, asked Zuko's body, how are you doing in there? As he says, good. It is now safe. As Zuko was, he's speaking slower, as his spirit version of him took out all the villains except for 2, Kirigiri and Shiraki-sen. And sorry if you hear that noise in the background. It's windy as all heck. So, Shiraki-sen couldn't believe that his own men and his deadly weapon got killed by this kid. as he gets punched right in the stomach, sending him flying back. And they got away. And during the same time, that Bakugo is upset. Like, let us have some fun, okay? Don't take all the credit, you big oaf. As they see tears coming down, as actually that girl flies up and notice that Zuko is crying, as Class 1B could sense that he is crying. So they didn't like Bakugo because, one, he's a Class A student, and two, Zuko is their friend, and it's hard for them to see Zuko crying. So Zuko became, Steel Guy ended up punching Bakugo right in the chest. Because he says, "You jerk, you made our friend cry." As Eraserhead and 13 and Class 1A students they have their question marks on their heads. And as they all, Class 1B, including the Blood Hero, points to what they see. So they looked and they see a fountain of tears coming out of Zuko's eyes. As they kind of feel bad for Zuko, as he reached over and grabbed a tree, pulled it right out, and used it as a towel to wipe his eyes. I don't know if he has eyes, but that is just hilarious. So, and his spirit form came back into his body. And Tenya says, Zuko was walking, leaving, as because how sad he was, so only person that really truly does care about him, or actually all of them do, he said, "Come on, Zuko," as he turns his, or actually he turns his head towards the right, as he tells them that, he was pretty sad. So he was trying to not cry a lot, so he is turning his entire back. As Empty Lady was like, you're basically a giant gate, right? Like, giant door, huh? As Zuko looks at, or was still looking away, hey? As Momo even felt bad for her, because she knows that Zuko, who doesn't, is ignoring them, but that's only Class A students think about that, but Class 1B students, they understand Zuko has a hard time moving around with his neck thing. As he turns around, as he so the jungle kid, or beast kid, that one, climbed up his arm, and he basically tried to not kill him, but he asked him, "Are you ignoring us?" As he says, or as Zuko says, "Yeah, but it's only those Class 1A students for making fun of me." As he walked away, he basically walked away from it. And Empty Lady tried to stop him, but everybody knows that Zuko is offended by what Kachan or Bakugo. Is his name really Kachan? Yeah, Kachan Bakugo. But they all know that Zuko is in tears right now. As they're like, "Bakugo, go apologize to Zuko." As Bakugo says cuss words like shush, hush, and I won't, because the number one hero will not apologize. He's to nobody. As Mr. Aizawa looked at him, and man, oh man, Bakugo got in trouble. So everybody looks around for him. As he or they said, look for a giant person or look for a giant door that is golden on the outside. But Zuko is like, so now it's going to be a sports festival, but he got told by Nezu, or Blood Hero, that he won't be entering into it because of the size. As he says, okay, have fun. As he basically walked away, like, they know that he's in pain. Pain of being a big guy and not moving around much, but he moves pretty fast. One step for the average step is like from point A to point B. It takes almost a minute. But how fast he is like. Before we go any further, in this what if Zuko was. And if any of you are saying, well, that stone golem guy is just basically bolted into a ground. He can't move a muscle. Well, in this one, he walks around like he basically is faster than anyone. So they couldn't, as Zuko, who planted himself right in front of Hero Killer Stain, as then he comes out, or better yet, him, as he says, well, you're Hero Killer Stain. Am I wrong? You were gonna kill Tenya's brother. Now it's time for you to be injured too badly. As he grabs Hero Killer Stain, smacks him around, and he ends up like the stone golem holds him as he goes back into his body, walks to a police station, sets him down, and drops him. When he comes, he doesn't come quietly. He does come quietly, but he sets it right in front of a policeman. As he drops Serial Killer Stain off, and he looks, or as detective knows that he can't, he can't bend his neck all the way, but he knows that. Good job, Zuko. Keep a good work up. As he got basically he got more attention from the citizens, as so he walks away. As Empty Lady is like, have you heard about, or actually she never, or his popularity was like through the roof. Basically, Zuko was the like okay. Ooh. So now we move on to it's the camp arc or no mall arc. Zuko uses his small form. Basically his school uniform one. As Momo likes that how so he like gone shopping he bought the sewing stuff as he bought a lot of things. Like he bought couches, he bought his own furniture inside of his own. Okay, so or actually, Momo knows as he, so as Momo is like, when she saw what Zuko was doing, as she asked him, "What are you doing?" And by the way, as he tells her that Zuko, or he is making, or he's getting some furniture to put into himself. Basically, a door. Or he's basically, because his chest goes to a different universe thing. Or he actually made a pocket universe where his sofa and all of that. As Momo even like asked if she could help him with that. Of course, he says, "Yeah, okay." As he gets, "Hey, you want some coffee?" It's as he knows a thing or two. As Momo and Tenya says, "Sure, I'm paying for it." Zuko says, "I'm paying for it, so no need to start." As he pulls out his own card from his own. As he says, "Okay." As I don't know what coffee Tenya drinks, but the plus Momo. So let's say cappuccino for Momo and the coffee thing. So I keep doing that. The trying to aim for him. So Momo and Tenya, or actually Momo tells Zuko that I'm gonna help you with making your own like house thing. My living room and bedroom. As they're like, yeah. As he like crawls, or not crawls, he like okay, and Tinya likes things like organized. So the class 1B students are like they know or he knows or they know that he wasn't at the sports festival, but because of how big he is, so they like saw his human self, or he told them that I'm the spirit one of him. I can leave my body at any time. Basically, you are talking to a spirit. As they're saying, that's cool. As he says, and no, I'm not ignoring you. It's just the. Well, as they're like, okay, I know. We know that you're not ignoring us. Okay? As. Then, like. So, Blood Hero tells Zuko, or asks Mr. Aizawa if that's okay with him to just take Zuko to there. Well, he can't fit on a bus. As he says, who needs to? Just look at Zuko. As he says, or actually, Eraserhead asks Zuko if he's alright if they go through him to the Wildcats, as he tells the exact location. As he says, okay, a spirit tells him that. As he opens his chest up, and they all walk through him. As they see, like, doorways to different dimensions. They're like, or infinity doors. Like, wow. No wonder why Zuko is always. Is he a millionaire in here? And how much does he make? As a spirit says, well, I make about. Depends on how many different universes there are. I have a lot of money, so. As Tinya says, well, how much education do you do? As Zuko says, well, each universe has its own ups and downs. I notice, I noticed that your brother, Heather, is he used to be like got killed by that hero killer Stain, but now I saved his life. And I thank you for. Tinya says, I thank you for that, by the way. I forgot to mention. As. Man, oh man. They showed up at Wildcats in about 2 seconds. Hence. As. Or it's actually supposed to be a wild pussycats one. I think that's how. As they as everybody's like, okay, Zuko is. Or only person that really likes that travel was, of course, Mina Ashdoro. I think she really likes that travel one. I would like how when they say that, it pops into my head of how about we use Zuku transfer thing. So now, in Class 1B, Zuku showed up at there as Wild Pussycats is like, okay, where's the rest of your class? As sorry, as they said, well, Class 1B will be here tomorrow. It's a spirit that's talking to him or talking to them. But I will be in class, or not class, but as they said, yeah, okay. So he set up a furniture inside of himself as he basically bulldozed, or he's trying to fit right through. But he pulls the trees, or trees just step out of his way. And he goes right through. As everybody's shocked that trees know how to move. As he basically, or in that Class 1A, you are probably all thinking, what happened to Zumi? Zumi is in Class 1A. And she got teleported with him. And so, and Zuko was pretty powerful. So he sets up furniture, couches, beds for everybody. He even made bunk beds after bunk beds. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls on one in their bedroom, all the guys in the other one. As they're like, wow, Zuko, how does your body contain all of us? As he says, well, as Class 1B, or actually Class 1A, was like, yep, done. Ready? As Zuko was pretty powerful, but they know that. So he says, do you want some food? As they saw a full furnished kitchen that could hold up to millions of people. As he says, no need, or I don't need to, because all this is actually from the different universes. And don't worry, I made sure that the food is not alive. As Todoroki says, I'm grateful to have you as a friend. And as everybody's like, yeah, you're the best. How do you even do this stuff without my body is like a portal. Plus, his own sister says, "Good job, Zuko." Who? As she didn't know that it's her brother that she's saying that to, because one Inko wiped her memory, like, of her brother. So she thinks that she's the only child. So then Zuko was in his sleep mode. Basically, arms down. His spirit self is laying it on the couch, sleeping. They had a TV going. As the arm shuts the TV off, as they they were like sleeping, but the arms took them to bed, or his spirit was. So they took them to their respective beds, and as they made sure that each one was, heck, Dark Shadows' quirk knows what's going on. So Dark Shadow knew what's going on. So he is trying to, or actually he helped arrest them. So they were planning. So the next day, Zuko starts training his quirk, or his power. Mr. Aizawa knows that he can't do it, so he basically is a door. But he asked Mr. Aizawa if that's okay if he can ask for other Zuko or versions of himself. Okay? Or train his. As they said, okay. And Zuko basically went into himself and asked the freaky bird one of him to if that's okay to train. And he says, of course. After all, I am the Nomu anyway, so I want you to train him. As even she wants to join. And basically Zuko from other dimensions wants to join. And only person that he asked actually was, hold on, there was this, what if Deku was a doomsday? Basically, I'm trying to look for it. It's basically thanks to your boy, or not, I think it's your boy. I don't know what exactly. This one. But there was one that Zuko was, and he was a mindless monster, but Zuko ends up asking him if he could train, as he looked at him all like, "You will die for me. I will kill you." That's what he said. So Zuko says, I think you need your memories back. As he reached over and touched him, him, sorry, and the Doomsday became, or actually Zuko that was Doomsday one, thanks to what a deku was, he becomes less of a monster and more of the human, like his intelligence. Like he was back to a old Deku, like a kid version. As so now you could, I ask you, as Zuko says to Doomsday version of him, as he says, as he like takes a breather, like, okay, I will join. As Zuko was, oh crap, sorry. Zuko was basically, or the Doomsday Zuko was basically helped, or they trained him too. So everybody got trained, and now the trials one, Zuko, actually the door, Zuko is got captured, and he got teleported to All for One. But now, or I'm skipping the, or actually, All for, or All Might got knocked out, but Zuko, who, or actually, All for One was gonna come in with a full, like, size arm thing, as he gets knocked out by the, or he, like, tried to punch, but he didn't, like, budge the door. As Zuko was pretty instructable. Pretty much instructable, as he says, "Ha ha." As he opens up his doors to every Zuko, because news reporters are like, just as every Zuko that he had, like from him, him, her, and her, and his spirit, and Doomsday version, and One Punch Man version, and basically all the Zukus that he could assemble, as they all came and like beaten All for One to a bloody pulp. So So now, and everybody saw what he did. Hold on.